I remember some time back, a few years, I watched one video on YouTube, and it was a great video. It has a little child. She was standing on a stool, I think. No, she was actually standing on top of a sink in the bathroom, talking to herself in the mirror, encouraging herself and saying, I am beautiful, yes, I can. And small, like 2 years old, 3 years old around. And I was like, oh, this is beautiful. We are talking about mirror talk. This is Now Tell Us. I'm your host, Anthony Mwerore. Stay right here because at Now Tell Us today, we have a guest who is wonderful. His name is Tobi. He's going to be here to talk to us about having positive mirror talks. And I guess that maybe he saw that child that I saw. Maybe he has a different story. So, how do we find out? It's by going to meet our guest today, Tobi. Please, before we go to meet our guest, I would like you to share this episode with all your friends. If you have a question, ask. If you have a comment, any comment, we love a feedback. So we thank you in advance. If you get to watch this as the recorded version or listen to it as the recorded version, we also appreciate you. Thank you for taking your time, and you can still send your questions or your comments. We appreciate you. And now, uh, just reminding you that this is Now Tell Us, and I'm your host, Anthony Mwerore, a motivational speaker and also author. I've authored a book known as Be Good for Good, Stories of Goodness with Lessons on Life, and also the Achieve Your Dream workbook that has got the 7 ingredients for success. And you can find this on Amazon. But today, we are going to talk to Tobi, and he's going to tell us about some positive mirror talks. Why don't you join me as we go and meet Tobi? Here we go. Hello, Tobi.
Hi, Anthony. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, better than good.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for inviting me over to your podcast. I really appreciate your time and also being here. Being here is a privilege and honor to me. Thank you so
Yes, and
much.
I'm excited to have you here, and I know your positive energy, so I know this is going to be fired up.
Let's do it.
Yes. So, Tobi Ojekunle, that's a
Yeah,
good name. Tell us about that name.
yeah. So Toby is the short form. The full name is Oluwatobi.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Yoruba name. So I'm originally from Nigeria. I'm currently based in Germany, and I'm a Yoruba boy. And Oluwatobi means God is great. And this is a name I've held on to all my life, and I'm still holding on to right now. Basically, meaning that God is great, and in anything I do, in anything I face in life, any challenges, we're talking about positive mirror talks today. I just look at the mirror and say, "Oh, God is good, and He's going to see me through out of this situation." So no matter the difficulties I have in life, I just know I will survive. I will come out of this, stronger than
Yeah.
ever before. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oluwatobi.
Yes, Oluwatobi.
Oluwatobi. Oluwatobi.
Yes.
Yeah, forgive me for butchering it.
I know it's good. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I love Nigerian names. Yeah, just they sound like Ochimamada, and then there is Adedokubo. It's the hard names. They give us some exercise of the tongue.
Yeah, exactly.
Ojenkule. What is Ojenkule?
So Ajakule is yeah, it's also a Yoruba name, and
Okay.
it's a family name that describes a family that is in charge of the masquerades or the entertainment during festivals. So
Okay.
we always have these very colorful Yoruba festivals in towns or villages where you have masquerade dancing, you have drummers, you have people entertaining. So
Mm-hmm.
the Ojekunle family is the family that is in charge of this entertainment part of the festival. So Ojekunle means that Kunle is like it fills the house. So
Yeah.
it so masquerade entertainers are filled in the house. So we are a family of entertainers. So I'm not surprised I'm into podcasting. I'm entertaining in a way also, in terms of
Yeah,
providing information to people.
and being in charge. Now I've been in contact with some Nigerian people. So I have some good friends from Nigeria, but I think they are from a different tribe. So if I say Igwe,
Yeah, Igbo, yeah. I think Igbo is from, that's like Igbo or something like that. Yeah, it
that's
means,
Igbo.
yes, yeah, them. But I'm also interested to know the meaning of your last name. It's Mairuri, sorry.
Oh, you almost got it. It's
Um,
Moirore.
Moiruri.
Moirore. There you have to roll the tongue.
Moiruri. Okay.
Moirore. Uh,
Moiruri.
Apparently, and it's good that I put you on the spot and then you put me on the spot, and I don't have an answer for this because I've never really heard that there is a significant other than just a name, just like any other name.
Mm.
Because in our tribe, yes, we have some names that have meanings. Some are name, and it's interesting. I find people are named as wild animals or cows, and
That's so crazy.
it's interesting. So you find someone known as the bull,
Mm. Okay.
and someone known as what is it, like leopard.
Mm.
Interesting names, but my
Mm.
name I cannot talk about it. But anyway,
Okay.
I look at my name, I say, you are the best, Anthony. You can do it. You're here, you're strong, you're powerful. Looking at the mirror and talking positive about myself and my life.
Mm.
Today we are talking about mirror talks. And I wonder, did you
Yes.
ever see that girl that I saw some years back standing on the on a sink in a bathroom talking to herself? And
Yeah, I've seen videos of her before. Yes, on
okay,
Instagram, I think. Yes, yes, it's
yes.
very inspiring. Very
Yeah,
inspiring.
very inspiring. So when I saw your profile, I thought, wow, this is a man I would love to, to meet and to talk to. And even before we know how it all came to be that you're here, smiling, positive, and
Mm.
a lot of energy. I want to appreciate every person who is watching right now. Thank you, Nemi Gamia Marasigan. Uh, Blessed evening to you and every other person who is with us here. We thank you, whatever it is that you are. Now, tell us about your positive mirror talks.
Yes. So my positive mirror talks does not just start from me just waking up and talking positively about myself. I
Mhm,
believe in life, life throws some things at you. I'll say challenges or events at you that build you up in some ways. Like life is all about teaching you lessons in life. So
mhm,
I've gone through instances in my life, leaving Nigeria to study in Germany, trying to find my way around in the country where I know nobody, learning a new language, a new culture. All of those challenges I went through, and it's molded me in a way that one day I had to wake up to, you know, to have a stronger backbone, and
mhm,
that's what led me to having a positive mirror talks. At moments where I was about giving up, about letting go of who I am, my values, and all of that, and that's the moment when I started to learn the meaning and the importance of positive affirmations, positive words of affirmations, learning to build my self-esteem again, my self-confidence again, so I can be able to face the challenges that are in front of me. So that's like the origin of positive mirror talks. Just basically from life challenges, being an African, a Nigerian, and having to come here to study, you having to work, like having to get a degree, not sure of where the finance for tomorrow will come from, and working in environment where you don't also feel like you're in the majority, like you're filled with a lot of white people. Sometimes you could feel that you are being treated in some ways that are less than you should be treated. That at those moments in your life when you are feeling abused or somewhat, you look inward and try to remember who you truly are. And
mhm,
when you look inward and try to remember who you truly are, then you start to speak those words out to the outward and to the outside. Like say, yeah, my name is Toby and I am great. I am born to achieve greatness. And no matter what I'm facing in life right now, it's just temporary. I'm going to overcome this. I am a warrior. I'm African. I'm Nigerian. We can survive anything. Wherever we are, we survive, we excel. I'm going to excel in this situation. You see, that's the origin of the positive mirror talks. So that way, in anything I do, I just basically continue with that, increasing my portfolio. Like the girl you made mention of, standing in front of the mirror saying, "I am beautiful, I am bold, I am great." Is, it's sometimes, if you look at the background of that story, it's from, our classmates, abusing her, maybe making fun of her skin color and all of that. But
Mhm.
then having that boldness to stand in front of the mirror and tell herself, yes, I could be dark skin, I could be short, I could be tall, I could be having the flaws or whatever. I am still beautiful just the way I am. That's positive mirror talk.
Wow, that's positive mirror talks, which ended up to be a podcast, and we are going to talk much about that podcast. But before we go, that here in front of you, who's watching wherever you are, you're listening to engineer Tobi Ojekunle.
Yeah.
So I discover you are an engineer in the renewable energy industry, not in
Yes.
Nigeria, not in Africa, but in Germany. So you went, studied, got a degree, and then you started working.
Yes.
How is it to be an engineer in Germany?
I would say it's a challenge that you have to overcome. It's not just land on your laps. For me, my own journey, it involved me doing my bachelor's for 3.5 years and my master's for 2 years, and it came with a lot of training, a lot of drilling, a lot of sleepless nights,
Mhm.
a lot of am I sure I really want to do this? Why am I even doing this actually? And at the end of the day, just persevering, a lot of discipline, a lot of discipline, and at
Mhm.
the end of the day, you are able to then, yeah, cross the finish line and you become an engineer. Yeah.
Wow. So you talk about going through challenges to be where you are, even being an engineer, and
Mm.
those challenges, maybe you've mentioned them in highlights, but then is there a specific one that you could point at? Which has been your worst one, if you're comfortable talking about it? Which has been your worst challenge that you've specifically? Did you have an event that you look back and say, I'm glad I went through that and God helped me through that? Which was it?
Which was it? I mean, I won't say I've gone through a very big life changing
Okay.
challenge,
Hmm.
but the one challenge I know I've gone through is basically trying to get financially stable. I would
Okay.
say,
Hmm.
yeah, like having this fear of how will my education be funded? How will I feed? How will I survive tomorrow? I mean, not knowing if my parents will provide for me or if the funds will come from home. That challenge of having to then hustle for yourself, like go out to work, do manual labor. I mean, as a phase in my life, I worked as a cleaner, maybe during the day, and in the night I'll go to a production plant and do some assembly work also, and maybe sometime in between I have to attend a class, for example. I think that was like the most challenging time of my life when I I would say I put myself through this, but I went through this because I was scared that I won't be able to continue my studies, and I might have to go back home and start from scratch, or maybe become nothing or nobody in life. So that was one challenge I actually really faced, and when I think about it today, I'm always grateful that I went through that, because that taught me a lot of things: to be disciplined, to be accountable of my time and my money, of my resources also, and also you know, at that phase also is a phase where I was also trying to find my bearings in life. Like, I was barely 19 when I came, and I had to learn a new language, a new culture totally. It was like a whole new orientation in life. It's like start pressing the reset button on your life, and you have to start all over from the beginning. Relearn some things, unlearn some things. That phase was just like a lot of orientation, a lot of rewriting and wipe and writing and rewriting, and it's a bit challenging for me that time.
What would you tell someone who is back in Nigeria in a small village somewhere, who's hearing you, because
Mm.
now technology has gone far and wide, but this person thinks that these are very high heights to climb for me to go into a different land, for me to go through uh, a degree and get a job that is has some prestige? What would you tell them, because they see this as a mountain? How do they maneuver? How do they climb it?
Yeah, I would say I would tell the person, just do it. to get to higher levels in life, you have to climb mountains, and you know what you want to achieve. You know where you want to get to. You don't want to remain where you are in the next 2 3 years or even the next month. And for you to be able to do this, you have to just move, just climb the mountains. Take it one step after the other, one step after the other. Before you know it, you're at the top of the mountain, and before you know it, you are excelling in life. So don't let the challenges scare you. Don't let the height of the mountain scare you. Just start at the base, take the first step up, the next step, the next step. Before you know it, you're at the top of the mountain.
Wow, that's a good one. Here, talking about positive, or rather, talking about Mirror Talks, because this is a podcast, Mirror Talks podcast. How did it get started?
Yes, so it
I
started.
think you mentioned that before, but then we did not identify it as the podcast. We were hearing of the positive talks, but then the podcast, how did it get started?
Yes. So
Mhm.
yeah, thanks for that question. I appreciate that. The podcast started, I think, over 3 years ago. I think that was at the beginning of the pandemic, 2020. I was already an engineer, working as an engineer already. But I had this vacuum, this void in my heart, basically.
Mhm.
I mean, we talk about having life purpose and things you want to achieve and things you are passionate about. I was passionate about becoming an engineer. And at that point in my life, I was already an engineer, working as an engineer. But I still felt something was missing. And what was missing was basically having soulful conversations, deep conversations with people.
Mhm.
I remember growing up, and whenever my dad is around, I will just sit down with him outside in our compound, or yeah, in our compound in Nigeria, and I'll just be asking him questions and asking him questions about questions, like interviewing him, like we are doing right now. And if he's not there, any adult, anyone that is that I find experienced in any area, I keep on asking them questions. So at this point in my life, 3 years ago, I was missing that. I was having that passion, that hunger, curiosity to know about people's life, to learn from people's experiences. Because one thing my mentor said was that um, it's better to learn from other people's experiences, from other people's mistakes, than to make the same mistake yourself. When
Mhm.
you learn from their experiences and from their mistakes, you'll be better off. You
Mhm.
take what they've experienced, what they've learned, and align your life. You try to avoid those mistakes. You try to take those lessons and apply them to your life to become a better person.
Mhm.
And that's the purpose of the podcast, basically, to learn from other people, to learn from their experiences, and also to share these experiences with other people. Because people look at me and they say, "Oh, Toby, you've done this, you've done that. How do you achieve all of that?" And I'm like, I basically learn from other people. Let me share what I've learned from other people with you also. So the podcast is like an interface or a platform where I learn and at the same time share this knowledge with other people out there.
Wow, that's beautiful. And I have seen the wonderful people that has been on your podcast. Quite a lot of people from different backgrounds, and then they come and share their stories.
Hmm.
Which
Yes.
has been your Which has been your favorite? Which has been your best podcast meetup? And then you after you've done that, you said, "Oh, wow, I did it."
Yeah, I mean, quite a number, because I always cherish all conversations. But there's one that when you were mentioning this, like two came to mind right now. The first one is a conversation I had with Victoria Folk. Her name is Victoria Folk, and
Mm-hmm,
we talked about grief, about dealing with grief, and that really touched me in some ways. Like looking at grief in a different way, how to handle grief, how to relate to people that are going through grief at the moment. It really changed my mindset on grief. Before I always think, oh, I can suppress, I can, just keep on pushing. But when someone is telling you that you can go through the process, you can feel the feelings, you can heal from the grief, you can let go of the past burdens and traumas. I mean, I really learned a lot from that conversation.
mm-hmm,
And that one I can remember right now is with Kim Hammer, I believe. I think her last name is Hammer, and we talked about the 100 acts of love.
mm-hmm.
And this lady, she lost her husband to cancer,
Oh,
and she's out there talking about the 100 acts of love,
mm-hmm,
because yeah, she lessons that she learned from taking care of her husband during the phase of cancer, lessons that she learned from losing him, going through the grief of it all, and how she's able to survive all of that because of the acts of love that people have shown to her, and she's also showing to the world. How you know, everything about this life is surrounded or bonded or tied together with love.
Mhm.
We are made to love, and we are supposed to show love to others out there. I mean, that conversation really changed my perspective on how to relate with other people out there, how to, deal with people, strangers. Sometimes we come across people and they treat us in some ways. How to look at things from their own point of view without retaliating. How to pay everyone with kindness. It really touched me. Yeah.
I think you're a very compassionate person.
Why do you say so?
Because of the episodes that you've picked on. Who has been your biggest as you were growing up, and did you grow up with a mother and father together?
Yes, I mean, I grew up with both of them, but they were not living together. Like
Okay.
I grew up majorly with my mom. My dad happens to always travel a lot.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, he comes home from time to time, but I grew up majorly with my mom, always at home. I mean, working also, but having a base at home with us. Yeah.
So your mom made a big impact in your growing up.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, that
Yeah.
she. Yeah.
Okay. I can see that. And this is wonderful. So now that we are here and you're having those conversations, I also have had a lot of conversation with many people, and we going, experiencing things, growing, and sharing this that we are sharing. What could be your dream of some years to come in your episode, in your career, in everything?
Yeah. So for my episode for the podcast, for example, my biggest dream is to increase the outreach to reach out to more people,
Mm-hmm.
like share this positive mirror talk, like we're talking about, with more people, because there are a lot of people out there, like you said before we started recording. There are a lot of people out there that need encouragement, that need motivation. A
Yeah.
lot of people that just have to listen to someone else's story and reflect on this, and that way they'll be able to know what to do next in their life. So reaching out to these people is like my next goal, my dream. And for my career is just to keep on climbing up the career ladder, basically, like to get, like, I believe it's always important to improve oneself, to always work on oneself, one's developments, qualifications, getting more certifications, and just expanding my knowledge. The world keeps on evolving.
Mm,
Now we have artificial intelligence. I think 10 years ago it was not so known like today.
yeah.
Yeah. So in the next 10 years, we don't know what will be. So we just have to keep on being at the edge of technology and going with the flow, so that we are always up to date in everything.
So we never can tell what tomorrow is gonna bring.
No,
The only
we
thing
can't.
is to depend upon God and keep on moving.
Yes, exactly, exactly. I, I would like to know the same thing about you. Like, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Oh, in the next 5 years, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Uh, as I'm now, I have a dream that I have announced before to people,
Mhm.
and this is something that I am pursuing, and I believe I'll be going somewhere. And I shared it. I've shared it several times, and I don't know what's going to be the adjustment to it after I share it with you right now.
Mm,
But I was looking at inspiring, because as I said, as we were talking in the beginning, and we said that it's good to inspire people to become the best version of themselves, to be motivated into doing things and achieving things. I love seeing people achieve things, and maybe one of the reason of asking you is what would you want to be in the near future? Is I would want to be a witness of your progress, of your achievements.
yeah, that's good.
So my goal is to see, and I'll start where I started. I wanted to see people accomplish goals and achieve
Mm,
things, achieve
mm,
their dreams. And then someone told me, hey, you need to have some numbers to that. So I said, okay, I want to see 1 million people achieve their dreams. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. And help them in a way, contribute to that achievement of their dream.
mm,
And one of the ways that I have is I have a workbook that helps people to accomplish their own dreams. So if you use that workbook, it's called the Achieve Your Dream Workbook. If you use that, then you can quickly achieve your dream efficiently, because it is going to guide you on the steps to take. And then at another episode, someone asked me, "Hey, what's your big dream?" I said, "I want to help 1 million people achieve their dreams." And then the guest, who is a very inspiring person, someone who's accomplished some big things, told me, "Hey, you're limiting yourself. 1 million is such a little number." And I said, "Oh, what? It's a small number?"
Mm.
Okay, I want to inspire and or help 100 million people accomplish their dreams. That became my next goal. And then we meet in another episode with someone. I think it was one of the presidents in the Napoleon Hill Foundation. Yeah, her name is Adora. And if I'm not wrong, yes, I think I've talked to several of those kind of people, and she told me now 100 million people is limiting yourself. And I'm like, what? I thought 1 million was, I was told is limiting myself. So I moved to 100 million. Okay. I said, oh, I pick a number, believe in that number,
Mm.
just believe it that it's possible for you, and look at the potential it has. And if you confess of it, you're going to do it. So I
Mm.
shifted from 100 million to 1 billion. And I know it's possible to, out of the whole world with 7 or 8 billion people, it's possible to reach 1 billion people. Do you believe that?
I believe that. Yes, it
Yeah, it's
is.
possible to reach. So I said,
It
okay,
is.
I'm gonna help 1 billion people accomplish their dream. So that became my next goal. And then in another episode, I was talking to a person and I said, okay, I have a dream of accomplishing or helping 1 billion people accomplish or achieve their dreams. And he told me, hey, why are you limiting yourself?
Mm.
Because she has a goal of working with over 1 billion. So when I put a limit to 1 billion,
Mm.
that's limiting myself. So I said, okay, so my goal is to help over 1 billion people
Yeah,
achieve their dreams.
I
So
believe that's very possible.
that's a
That's very.
long one. I've made it a long story.
It's very good. I mean, I've learned from that also. Like I was picturing that in my head right now. Like yes, I mean it could look very big, unachievable to you right now. But
Mm.
once you're able to put it down on a table and you're walking towards it, just blink twice. I mean, blink twice. It could be in some years or in some months. You will achieve it. You'll be surprised when you look back in some years or in some time and you're like, wow, some years ago I thought this was impossible, but here I am living it, living my dreams, achieving my dreams. Yeah.
Yeah, because look at it this way. There is a point, and this is something I tell people, there's a point in life when Toby was in a village in Nigeria. He was growing up, he was experiencing what he was experiencing. And in the village, he was just seeing airplanes pass overhead and said, one day I want to be in that plane going to a distant land. And that was a very big dream for Toby.
Yes.
And then a year came, and Toby found himself in a plane going to Germany, and not only going to Germany for a visit, but to study. And after studying, Toby is an engineer.
Mm.
So I tell people, you have got to believe in yourself and in your potential, because there are some things 5 years back, 10 years back, which were impossible for you. Something that you were imagining that it would be good to do, but you didn't believe in your possibility of accomplishing it. And now you've done it. So if you've done that, you can do another thing. You can do a bigger thing. So yes, 1 billion people, over 1 billion people can be helped. And over 1 billion people can listen to Toby's podcast.
Yes, I believe that. And over a billion people will listen to my podcast.
Yes, and they can start having some positive mirror talks. It's for their good.
Yes.
It's for
Yes,
their
I
good.
believe that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we talked about challenges in going to school and accomplishing your degree. In your dream that you have right now, what could you be experiencing as a challenge? And yeah, looking forward and wanting to be where you want to be 5 years or 10 years to come. What
Hmm.
currently are you challenging?
Yeah, so right now I think the biggest challenge is going to be about, getting to know the right tools to use, getting to acquire the right knowledge, meeting the right people, the right
Mhm.
network. That's like the biggest challenge right now. And that involves me also, being disciplined and also being attentive to the flow of things, knowing what's the right opportunity for me, where's the right place I'm supposed to be at the right time, what am I supposed to be learning right now, what am I supposed to have left behind right now,
Mm.
so I can be able to um make use of the opportunity. Like people say, I think, is it luck or yeah, opportunity is like preparation meeting, or luck is no, luck is preparation meeting opportunity. That
Mhm.
way I have to keep on preparing myself so that when the right opportunity comes, yeah, then I could be blessed, or I could have good luck also with that. So basically, the biggest challenge right now is looking out for those opportunities to expand, to get where I want to achieve my dreams. But to overcome those challenges, I have to just keep on preparing, and moving forward.
Yeah, that's good. Yes, and it comes with connecting with the right kind of people, and yeah, once you're prepared and you've connected, you've got the right tools and you're connected to the right people, then things are achievable. Because we
Yes.
are not on this world alone, and we don't accomplish
Mm-mm.
things on our own. It takes other people to put some bread on your table. Someone brought the
Exactly.
milk to your table. Someone is going to bring dinner to your table. So
Mm.
it's a matter of being linked with the world to accomplish your dreams.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, and that's part of networking. I just wanted to add to it. It comes with also its own challenge, and that's challenge of discerning the right people for you. Because not everyone, I mean, let's assume everyone in this world is good, but not
Hmm.
everyone is going to be tailored or good enough for your dreams. Not everyone is tailored to achieving your dreams. So being able to filter out the right people, being able to know the right people beforehand, being able to also be open to failure is very important in this kind of scenario. Like you could meet some people and you go some distance with them and they're not the right fit for your dream. Being able to let go of those connections, those
Yeah.
relationships is
Hmm.
very important also. It could be a challenge. It's a challenge on its own because you could feel attached already. You could feel like settling for less than you are supposed to settle for. But at the end of the day, you want to achieve your dreams. So overcoming that challenge of letting go could help you also achieve your dream.
Oh yeah. Sure. So, whoever is listening to this, you've got to go to the mirror and talk to yourself, talk to the person that you see in the mirror, tell them that it's possible for them, tell them they have the potential, and tell them to face the challenges that come and overcome them and achieve their dreams. And remember, Toby told you about this. Hey, Toby, we are just about to
Yes.
sign off, and people are wondering, hey, how can I stay connected with this inspiring man? And where can they listen? Where can they listen to the podcast?
Yes, thank you so much for that question. So, Real Talk Server Conversations are available on all podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Well, you could just visit our website, which is www.mirrortalkpodcast.com, and you'll find the link to all useful sources or useful places. So, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube also. And on our website, we write blog posts every week where you can read about a topic and listen to the episode also that is attached to it, and also comment on these or just share with your friends and family.
Oh, thank you. So that's www.mirrortalkpodcast.com.
Yes.
Yes, we are inviting all of you to go there and listen to some positive mirror talks so that it can inspire you to talk positively to yourself in the mirror. Leave
Yeah.
us with a few words that we can always remember. Which are they?
Yes. The few words that you can always remember is that you are put on this planet for a reason, for a purpose, and you are made you are made for a purpose, and you have everything that you need to achieve your dreams in life. You have everything that you need to achieve your purpose in life. And there's no one, there's no situation, there's no circumstance that can take away your dreams, your future, your bright future, and your wonderful talent from you if you if you don't allow it. So hold on tight to the precious things in your life and just keep on moving. You can do it.
Yes, you can. Keep on moving. You can do it. You were born for a
Yes.
purpose. Go fulfill it.
Yes. Go and fulfill it. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you very much, Toby. It's been such an honor having you here on our podcast.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this opportunity to share some positive mirror talks with you. This is such a great blessing. Thank you so much, Anthony.
Yeah, yes, thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. And also, our viewers and our guests love it. Nemi says she like it. She likes it. Thank you very much, Nemi.
Okay.
Yes, and everyone else, even those who get to watch after we've recorded it, we thank you for you taking your time and go and start having some positive mirror talks.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. So this has been Now Tell Us. I have been your host, Anthony Moirore, and together with our guest today, Tobi Ojenkule, we're saying until next time, it's bye for now.
Thank you. Bye bye. This is
Bye.
awesome.
Yeah.